The novel that we read in class that resonated most with me was The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It resonated deeply with me through its humorous confrontation of existential dread and primarily embodied by the perpetually confused and bewildered character Arthur Dent. The central conflict between Arthur's mundane reality and the absurd, chaotic bureaucracy of the universe highlights the theme of seeking meaning in a meaningless galaxy. This comedic approach, often driven by figures like the depressed robot Marvin, makes profound philosophical questions accessible and relatable. The first quote that I found the most memorable was, "The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is 42." I think this famous line reveals the ultimate futility of seeking a single, simple answer to life's most complex and biggest mysteries. The powerful supercomputer Deep Thought provides the number 42 after a millennium of computation, only to reveal that the real challenge lies in understanding the question itself and not the answer. My second favorite quote is, "Space is big, really big. You just won't believe how vastly, hugely, mind-boggling big it is." I think this quote is used to emphasize the scale of the universe, which sets the tone for the insignificance of human concerns, such as the destruction of Earth. It is a profound understatement that uses exaggeration for comedic effect.
So Osman, why did you choose Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I chose that work because it successfully combined hilarious, quick-witted comedy with deep philosophical questions about human existence, fate, and the universe. I think it's a compelling example of satire that makes complex concepts of the universe and absurdity easily digestible and very entertaining.
So in this book, what scene impacted you the most?
I think the scene where Earth was instantly demolished to make way for the hyperspace bypass is the most impactful because it abruptly established the novel's central conflict and theme, and it really brutally emphasized the theme of the universe's insignificance and indifference to humans. And it shows that human life and civilization can be wiped out instantly from just incompetence or indifference rather than malice.
So what do you think is the most important theme in this novel?
I think the most important theme in the novel is the search for meaning and purpose in a universe that is fundamentally chaotic and absurd. The main characters constantly try to impose order and find answers to such complex questions, only to be thwarted by random chance and bureaucratic idiocy and technology failures.
After reading all these, do you agree with the central message of this text?
I agree with the core message, which is that excessive bureaucracy, control, and technology reliance can obscure the simple truths of existence. While the universe may not be as absurd as the novel depicts, the novel's insistence on finding joy and humor in the face of chaos is still a deeply affirming and reliable message.
Final question, how does this work connect to the modern society?
The novel's central theme of uncaring, absurd bureaucracy is best exemplified by the Vulcans destroying Earth for the hyperspace bypass, which serves as a very good parallel to the current reported abuses and indifference within the American ICE system. And the text critiques how complex, unfeeling government systems can process and destroy human lives like Earth purely as a matter of routine and administrative inconvenience, and highlights the tragic lack of empathy that can result when bureaucracy rules take precedence over basic human welfare.
Reading The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has taught me that life is often unpredictable, confusing, and even absurd, but doesn't mean it is necessarily meaningless. Throughout the novel, Arthur Dent is constantly thrown into situations he cannot control, from losing his house to watching Earth being destroyed. Even though everything around him changes suddenly, he keeps moving forward and learns how to adapt, and I connect with this idea because I face lots of unexpected problems, changes, and uncertainty. Sometimes plans fail, life becomes stressful, or the future feels unclear. Unlike Arthur, we all have to continue moving on anyways. One thing I personally learned from the book is the importance of staying calm and keeping a sense of humor during difficult situations. The phrase "don't panic" appears repeatedly in the story, and although it is funny, it also carries an important message. Problems become harder when people panic or overthink, and the novel reminds me that it's better to stay curious, flexible, and open-minded rather than being overwhelmed by things we cannot control. I think people should still read this text today because its ideas are still relevant. Even though the book was written decades ago, it talks about themes that modern readers will still experience. Confusion about life, fear of uncertainty, technology changing society, and searching for purpose in life. And the humor makes these serious ideas easier and more enjoyable to think about. In addition, the author, Douglas Adams, uses science fiction creatively to criticize human behavior, bureaucracy, and the way society often takes itself too seriously. Overall, I like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy because it encourages readers to think differently about life, while also reminding them not to panic when it becomes chaotic. This message remains meaningful for readers today, including me.